Alright. Should we get started here? Sorry for the delay. Getting back into the swing of things after the long weekend. Oh my goodness. Oh. There's some good stretches in here while people filter in and whatnot. I'm going to open up the files, get the rule book open, and we're gonna start again. Get through all this stuff. Let's go down. Excuse me. So much stuff I'm not gonna use. So much stuff. We got through vision. We did hiding. There's obscurity. Damage times. Hello, Leona. Welcome. Are we almost done? Hang on. No way. No way. There's more. There's more. Flying damage attacks. Damage, ability surges. I think I put actions up here. Where did sustain constant pickup drop out? Yep, there it is. If we're almost done with this, that's huge. Hello, Morgan. Welcome. No. Oh, okay. I still have to do reactions. Reactions I still got to do. So it's reactive stances I have here. Which I'm warming back up to. Combat rounds, damage. Where the heck did I originally put it? There we go. There's blocking, parrying, reactions. Very, very weird. Very weird. All right, I think we're good for attacks. If we're not, I'm willing for people to point it out and then shame me on the Discord, and then I will cry and fix it. Responses a unit makes, or actions a unit make. I defined this earlier, did I not? Actions. Reactions. Any actions? Yeah, so I've defined it already. So we just need to. We don't need to rehash that. Let's go into dodging. A reaction, response to an attack targeting the unit makes in Blah, blah, blah. Wording is hard. Dodging. It's like, obviously we know what this is. We know everybody knows what a dodge is, but it's gonna when targeted by a attack action. Let's say an attack. The attacked unit uses 2 stamina. I'll do that at the end. The attacked unit, or the dodge value, is the attacked unit's speed bonus plus dex bonus. This value is compared to the incoming attacks. Oh wait, what did we... Hey Reed! I need to do more with attack rating. During a clash, changes can be made to increase attack rating. By using right, hang on, I gotta look this up. So much stuff that like makes sense in my head, but then I actually have to look at it. Where did I put this? Salivation, Neil. Thank you for the 48 months. That's a long time. It's really been 4 years, dang. Been creeping around here for a while. Good to have you in here, though. It was nice seeing you the other day. Without the imminent threat of violence that Mario Party typically brings. Glad you got home safe, I'm assuming. It's not at 2 a.m. Jeez, you really got the red eye, huh? Flight got delayed. That sucks. Not surprising though, because of the I'm guessing because of the dust storm. You got thwarted by the haboob. Okay. So there's gonna be will have a base attack rating that can be enhanced through weapon expertise. During clashes, this value can be increased further with surges of the weapon's primary stat dice. So if it's a dex weapon, it's the dex dice. The only reason that matters is if one uses ascended dice, then instead of rolling the d4, it's a d6, and the storm. I heard a little bit of that. Like we got a little bit of rain, little tippy taps, and then it kind of pattered out, and then I didn't get to go to sleep with it. I was upset. We got something, which is nice. It was like 70 degrees this morning. Lovely. Oh, hang on. Do I open Discord? Is it going to be on the right page? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, we looked outside and it was just like wall of dust. It was pretty funny. I was about to take a picture and then post it and like, I sent you my haboob, please respond. And then I was like, oh no, people are going to be able to figure out where I live if I post this picture, so I decided against it. Made myself laugh, which was enough. Okay, attack rating. This represents how difficult an attack is to dodge or parry. Weapons will have a base attack rating that can be enhanced through weapons and expertise. Keyword. Higher the value, the more difficult it is to react to. During clashes, this value can be increased further with surges of the weapon's primary stat dice. With surges using the weapon's primary stat dice. I think that's good now. Okay, dodging it. Response a unit makes when targeted by an attack. The dodge value is speed bonus. Sum of dice from speed bonus plus dex bonus. Compared to incoming attacks. Attack rating. When during clashes is going to be like the recurring sentence here. During clashes, the value can be increased by with surges by using dex dice. And then next, this is really something that I could solve just by like rolling stuff out. Let's see if I can. Could probably. It's more of a pain in the butt to do it online than like getting the simulator going, having to put in the exact amount of dice. I had a sample written out, so that's why I'm like fairly parrying. I'm fairly confident in it. Response unit makes when targeted by a physical attack. Did I end up? Yeah. I have room and can be dodged but not parried. Boom. Got it. Unit makes when targeted by a physical attack. Oh, right. When dodging a unit when dodging an attack that has an effect radius rather than a single target, the dodging unit must be able to move outside of the of that radius in addition to dodging, or in order. Getting wordy here. I think I can slice it down a bit. Dodging an attack has an effect radius. The dodging unit must be able to move outside of that radius. And the dodging unit must also, because we're already establishing that they are dodging, they're making that reaction. The dodging unit must also be able to move. Must also be able to move, there we go, outside of the effect's range. Stuff like this that I'm like inching further and further away from D&D stuff. Originally I was doing the same thing. If you dodge an AoE attack, then you take half damage, because that's what D&D does. No, you gotta use your movement. Get out of there, and then you can dodge the whole thing. Otherwise you gotta block it. Response unit makes when targeted by a physical attack. I think we're good here. Now, why did I start when I had to go to the bathroom? I'm gonna get a little bit more done. I will damage my bladder just so that we can get through a little bit more of this. Pairing can occur. Can you guys see this all right? Is my fat head in the way? No, still good. I have a tendency to forget to move that over. Pairing. So, this is another conundrum that I have. Part of me was thinking, okay, we're going to have ways to deal with physical attacks with blocking, parrying, dodging. Blocking is going to use Constitution, parrying is going to use Strength, and dodging is going to use Dex. I think I'm just going to lean into that for simplicity's sake, but the argument is there that if you can parry with a dexterity weapon, as well as there are two different ways to parry. Like if you're parrying with a strength weapon, or with your strength, you're like knocking the weapon away. Whereas if you're parrying with a dexterity-based weapon, you're more like gliding out of the way, using it to deflect, like redirect the force. It's not that I mind there being some overlap. It's just like I figured, I don't know. I also want characters to have options. I don't know. This one's tricky. And then it's like, why not? Why would the character, if they have the dexterity to parry, why would they not dodge instead? You know, I'm just going to keep it simple. If people eventually want it a little bit more in depth, I'll do that. I'd rather add than have to start taking stuff away, because that gets... I feel like removing stuff gets a lot messier from my train of thought than adding things in. They're both messy, but... Kiss method is always best. I think so too. I agree with that. See, do I want to do this plus? I kind of wanted to give a... No, this will be a... I think if I'm going to do like disarming stuff with like perfect parry, I'm going to add it to a class. It'll be a class feature. Just generally, it's going to negate damage. I just want characters like it all kind of has a way of doing the same thing. Miss range can determine stuff like that and can feel good. Yeah. Yeah, like right now, it's already plenty interactive with the dice being rolled, like the dice pool of each action and reaction, or the attacks and the reactions, then the clash and the surges. And so we don't need to muddy the water here. I do want pairing to have, no, pairing is the gives the counter attack. So it's higher risk, higher reward. I think. How is it higher risk though? Because dodging, if you fail, you still get hit. Parrying, you're taking the attack. So I guess that's why I had the range. It's like if it's within, if it matches or exceeds the incoming attack, the damage is nullified. If it's like less than 3, then you take half damage, or 3 below, and if it's more than 5, you take the full damage. Which would make it safer than dodging, if there was more flexibility. So then there's no reason to give it something extra. Again, I think I just gave the... it's a class thing. I gave classes, if you parry or dodge, you get to, like, counterattack. Hey, Reverie. I'm doing very well, thank you. Trying to shake off the... Rin, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. I'm trying to shake off the... Oh, and Starlight Rose. Thank you very much for 2 raids. Appreciate that. Risk of being blown through. Yeah, it's both of them are gonna have the issues. Scribbled Beans, thank you for the raid as well. Oh my goodness, it's triple raid. Appreciate that. Hello everybody. I am Drak. Normally do Final Fantasy XIV content. I'm making a tabletop game right now. So right now I'm just adapting the rules from the basic rules that I had made into a much prettier InDesign document. I'm trying to make things a little bit more clean, a little cleaner. There's a word for that. Cleaner and more streamlined. And so if you want to hang out and ask questions, feel free to. But I hope you had a good stream, everybody. Good streams. And welcome. Feel free to hang out, everybody, if you want to. Yeah, arts is fun. This is fun. I like the arts. Most of the Kickstarter money has gone almost exclusively to art for this. So love to see it. It's like dodging can completely nullify an attack. Parrying can also nullify the attack. See, blocking was a little bit different because it's that one has the safest. So maybe if parrying was kind of the middle ground. So you have dodging, completely go around. Blocking just reduces damage by a set amount. And then leftover damage is done to the blocker. So that normally costs the most in terms of reactions. Dodging and parrying, I just don't want them to be too samey, which is my biggest struggle right now, but I also don't want to make it uber complex. There's an answer here somewhere. It's just driving me nuts. How noob friendly will the system be? I'm trying to make it as streamlined as possible. Like originally I was like, what if we had like a D&D light where people could just, because D&D is so hard to get into. I was like, what if I just made this super simple? And so hopefully it's really straightforward. The actual rules and like combat is going to be maybe 2.5 pages for the whole rules. I'm cutting back a lot on the RP of it, just because that's also a huge obstacle for people getting into it. Where I'm gonna have more like there's the one controlling the boss and the monsters, and then the heroes trying to fight them back, and then the narrative kind of evolves as they, the push and pull and ebb and flow of, who gets stuff, and like each team gets resources and stuff to spend on. Well, the heroes like spend on their characters, and then the overlord will spend on their creatures and then make them stronger. Yeah, RP is going to be like possible, but like as far as how D&D has like really in-depth or intricate like currencies and selling items and buying items, and it's just a lot more of a living world. Whereas I'm going to try and make this a little bit more uniform, which does take away certain elements, but also makes it easier to get into. You just can't have both. You can't have it super in-depth and accessible while also being simple. I feel. It's been very difficult for me to like try and balance that. I did put in a lot of stuff for... I had stuff for like, how are you gonna interact with NPCs and different materials, and how much what their weaknesses are and their durability and their weight and the damage threshold and all this stuff, which I might still keep some of this for different things, but yeah, I'm trying. It's currencies, the value of certain things depending on the region that these races are in. General value of items based on quality. We got a little blip there. And then I'm still going to keep the taming. There's a taming mini game up here. I'm going to take out food. Potions will still, like consumables will still be a thing. Resting and eating are not going to be a thing. I kind of wrote it for a campaign, a test campaign. Taming creatures will be here. Rapport, probably not. Just because normally like the DM is controlling the NPCs and letting things happen, whereas this one is going to be more of I'm just gonna have it randomly decided by dice, basically. Have an AI system for NPCs and stuff like that, which is gonna be a lot. That'll be a lot, but it's all right. Take half on middle option, full damage on first, fail, but full also disarm on worst, fail. Yeah. Maybe that isn't the worst thing. I just cut out the middle ground. Just have like a success and then a critical fail and then a critical success. I have to math that out though. It's like, is it okay to have it just... We'll see. We will see. We'll figure it out. It's going to be too much. I'll spend an hour just trying to figure out what needs to happen. much like an attack, the weapon AR is combined with their bonus dice from expert compared to the AR of the incoming attack. Can also make this a special case for, like something always has to happen. It either has to succeed or it has to fail. I could do that, where during the clash, if it ever, for whatever reason, is like exactly the same, instead of like for dodging, you dodge out of the way if you meet it. For parrying, you then have to spend more stamina. Or that could be the thing. You can each... How would that feel? How would that feel? No way to surge with ranged weapons. That doesn't make sense. Caught that. So you're not going to be like, yeah. I think that's a good trade-off. It's like you're at a range so that you don't have to deal with getting counterattacked, and you have safety, but it's easier to get out of the way for certain classes. Okay. So during clashes with melee weapons, still kind of want to give the attacker some sort of like advantage for being, like for having the initiative here. Like pairing is the melee weapons, like just clanging together was the whole idea behind the original clash mechanic. I just wanted that cinematic event going on where you're just like pushing and pulling. Same thing with blocking. Costs you more resources to do it. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how to, like, I could make dodging even cheaper, because currently I have it, I was having it at 2 stamina. I could just do this as 1 stamina. But then it's... Dodging is still technically the highest risk, because you either take the damage or you don't. So that's fair. That's fair. Then we could just do 1 stamina. And then this could be 2, and then blocking will be 3. but yeah, okay. I think we're on to something here. I think okay. So it's during clashes with melee weapons. Um, and like, let me get this out here because it's. I feel the question kind of hanging out there. The idea behind surging is like that kind of what do you call it? Not the bullet time, but the battle time where everything kind of slows down. You or that cinematic kind of scene that you see in like animes and stuff where the sword's coming down, you see the person like start to like dodge out of the way, so then you're like putting more oomph into it to like speed up the attack and hit them. They see you trying to come and they're like also trying to use more effort to get out of the way, and it's kind of like that. So it's giving players a little bit more like engagement to each interaction, and a little bit more like if you want to spend more stamina or more resources, then you can increase your odds of hitting like a lightsaber. Yeah, just something neat. Just in reality, it may just slow down combat super crazy, but once we get to the monsters, you'll see I've been trying to conceive an idea for the just making things different for monsters. I was giving them the same like attack rating, and well, they'll still have attack rating, but the same like stamina and all that stuff. And I think I'm going to give monsters points or abilities where they can react to stuff. Hopefully that will make it like having them different will not make it super complex. Excuse me, jeez. But yeah. Kind of bonus dies from expertise. Yeah. Values are then compared. Or this value is compared to the AR of the incoming attack during clashes with melee weapons. How to determine how much damage goes through. I guess just kind of like blocking. Yeah, just do that. See, okay, wording, how to do this. Oops. Okay, what did... How did I do this last time? There we go. This is getting wordy, but hopefully like after you do it a couple times, it just makes sense. One thing that you like have to explain once and then it's done. Super higher than the attacker, damage negated. Oh, I still want you to be a sub-hitter. It really does not want to play nice like this, does it? Has to do the whole thing. So that's what I get for having it in line. If I... it doesn't matter. It's fine. Negated. Sorry. Pair unit. Let's see if this works. And then if the pairing roll is lower, the difference is reduced from the tax damage. Okay. Little wordier than I would like, but hopefully this still explains it better than doing a friggin' table. So, parrying is a response a unit makes when targeted by a physical attack. Much like an attack, the parrying unit's weapon, AR, or attack rating is combined with their strength dice. This value is compared to the attack rating of the incoming attack. During clashes, the value can be increased with surges by using strength dice. If the parrying unit rolls the same or higher than the attacker, damage is negated. If the parrying unit's roll is +5 higher than the attacking unit's roll, it is considered a perfect parry. And the attacking unit also drops their weapon. If the parrying unit's roll is lower, damage is taken, but the difference in AR is reduced from it. If the parrying unit's roll is -5 lower than the attacking unit's roll, the parrying unit drops their weapon. Now, even though it's like they roll lower, the logic is it like slows down the attack a little bit. So there's still some benefit to it. It's still safer than dodging, technically. You have more wiggle room is kind of the idea. Taking 1,000,000 years to save. Throne. Goodness. Save. I think I've taken care of everything there. 2 stamina. So unit makes when targeted by attack. When they would take damage. Let's see, the block value is the sum of dice from strength bonus plus con bonus. This value is reduced, or damage taken is reduced by that amount. By that value. Yeah, because I'm taking away armor defense. It was becoming an issue anyway. So what I'm doing instead is I'm giving, you can kind of the Albion Online approach. You can take, I think Draw Steel does the same thing. But I got inspiration from playing Albion recently, where you take expertise like as you level up your class in whatever. It could be magic weapons, dex weapons, strength weapons, and then you get armor expertise, light, medium, heavy. Pretty standard. But instead of like getting more armor necessarily, you unlock skills. So once you unlock a certain level of expertise, then you unlock that level's weapon skills for those weapon types. The classification in doing so has become a bit of a thorn in my side. But we're getting there. Figuring it out. Which means that there's no more defense, so I don't need to specify that. So that means, yeah, just have it done or taken from or this. Well, we could do the D&D thing. This value is halved when round it up when negating damage from I haven't really like defined AoE, so I don't want to say like most everybody who's reading this book will know what an AoE is. Let's see, because dodging the effect radius from an effect, let's just say effects radius. Damage within an effects radius. Pretty good. I like that. Typically, there we go. Only available 2 units with a shield equipped with a shield. 3 stamina. Costs the most, does the most. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see how it play tests, but right now I'm pretty freaking happy with it. Okay, next. Last thing I want to do here is... Oh, shoot. Any reduction on the... Yeah, since I'm not doing defense anymore, I gotta think a little bit more. Okay. Okay, that works. That works. Then reactive stances. Evasive stance. Move reactive stances to armor skills. I'm going to do that later. Right now we can still outline it. We'll be okay. So, are you not mad at that? What's going on here? Why is the gap here? I don't like it. This is something that I kind of pieced together from feedback from Raya when we did a little playtest where he's like, I feel like if I'm not using stamina during a turn, it just feels like it's wasted. So he was playing a mage at the time, which didn't really make... He had more options than I think he realized in the short playtest that we were doing. So... still, he was just like, I want to be able to do stuff. So I was like, that makes sense. You know, if you're like surrounded by enemies, you're not going to have enough stamina to block every single attack. But if you like assume a defensive stance, you can spend more stamina for less effect, but it's consistent. It's going really well, Kev. Hey. We're making headway, which is good. So it's double the stamina cost. So we're probably gonna increase that by 2 for now. You know, I need to define this. Please. Our units. If I don't have that like first letter there, then it changes the formatting to the previous, and it's a headache. So units, spend additional 2. What is the right wording here? Units may spend additional stamina to gain the effects of reactions across until their next turn. Assuming a reactive stance does not allow the unit, or let's see, if the unit makes a reaction during or while assuming reactive stance or becomes off balance, prone, the stance, the effect ends. Units, assuming a reactive stance, will make the appropriate rolls. What did I do for this one? Oh, that's right. This is way before I did the dice pool stuff. Let's say rolls. Make rolls with the appropriate dice. Be compared to coming attack ratings and damage. These stances cost more stamina than reactions. And have reduced effectiveness, but will persist until also will not require the use of additional stamina when to react to multiple okay, is this good wordsality? All right. Units may spend stamina to gain the effects of reactions until their next turn. If the unit makes a reaction while assuming a reactive stance or becomes off balance or prone, the effect ends. Units assuming a reactive stance will make rolls with the appropriate dice. Should I put a note in there about like if you're disarmed? Anyway. Units assuming a reactive stance will make rolls with the appropriate dice that will be compared to incoming attacks, attack ratings, and damage. These stances cost more stamina than reactions and have reduced effectiveness, but will not require the use of additional stamina to react to multiple attacks. I feel like that's redundant. I think people will be able to just see that. Just poking at it. No worries. Do you assume a reactive stance in response to an attack or at the end of your... So this is at the end of the turn. So... at the end of their turn until their next turn. I was thinking about that before, but I was like, maybe the wording's enough, but it's all right that it wasn't. That's part of the reason I do this is to make sure it's like I understand it. Can everybody else see into my brain? No. Perfect question. So yeah, you assume it at the end of your stance if you're anticipating, like if you're in the middle of a mob and you know I don't have enough stamina to react to every single incoming attack. But maybe I can increase my chances here a little bit by I make the roll and then I live with that roll, basically. So, like, instead of dodging for 1 stamina, a reactive stance, you spend 3 stamina, you make your dodge roll, and then that's it. That's the roll that every attack is. There's no surges, no clashes, no way to improve it, but that's the trade-off. You don't have to then spend stuff every single time. It becomes more like D&D, roll to hit. But there was a cost involved in it, so that's why I'm okay with it. Against that unit. So then an evasive stance, respond, So we've already established that it's the end of the turn, so I don't need to say that during each one. The unit... Oh, I should put that here as well. Clashes, however, are not possible during while assuming reactive stances, nor can the values be adjusted after the initial roll. Just in general. You roll it, the dice landed. Then maybe like either a armor skill or a class trait will be able to like re-roll one if you want to, or max one dice out, choose one of the, like, you don't like one. You know, you roll 3d4 and then you get like a 1, 2, and a 2. Like, I want that 2 to be or that 1 to be a 4. You just fix the lowest one for an additional cost or whatever. Oh no, that's what I did. That's why it was so cool. Okay, that's why. And evasive stances also prevent you from counterattacking too, or you can counterattack, but that breaks the stance. So there's, I like having trade-offs. So if you know, like, there's your turn's coming up, the last enemy's attacking, and you want to like spend your remaining stamina before you get refreshed to slice and dice, you can do that. But yeah, like I said before, friends were just like, I wish there was a way to, if I'm not using stamina, I wish there was a way to like use it just in case, instead of just being like, well, I'm gonna save it in case I'm attacked, and then you're not attacked, and then you feel like it was wasted. So then I was like, all right, well, we'll see what I can do here. This is the answer to that. How do I want to do it now, though? Because originally it requires 4 stamina for the evasive stance. They have their evasion rating is 1d10 plus their dex bonus. So instead of the dice pool, it was just a flat modifier. And then every 2 stamina that they spend, in addition to the initial 4, adds their dex bonus again to the evasion rating. So then they're like boosting it every time they spend stamina. So now I'm like, all right, what do I do now? We have a specific pool. I could technically let them surge up to that's the thing now. You already got all these dice to use for this. What's need a quick and simple way. Maybe I just don't do this. Maybe I don't do it that way anymore. It is a cool thing for that system, how it originally was, but not anymore. It's not doing it. So we've got yeah, I think just clashes and surges, however, are not possible while assuming active stances. Oh no, I could do this. I could do this. The unit dice similar in the same way as when dodging. 1 stamina may be spent. An additional stamina may be spent to re-roll any of the dice. So instead of like automatically just changing it, you can just get the chance to re-roll it. Any of the dice rolled. Gives agency to the player. There's a little bit of a trade-off. Stance also ends if the unit becomes bound, grappled, or restrained. Grappled or restrained. This value is compared to all incoming to AR of all incoming attacks. I didn't define, stupid, so dumb. So, denoted as AR. Also known as, I'll say also known as AR. Don't know if denoted is proper there. This represents how difficult seconds. Okay. So realized I was abbreviating it, and then I was like, did I define that I was doing that? Before I did. Now I didn't. Let's compare to the of all incoming attacks. While initiating the effect, the stance. This may be done as often as the unit's stamina allows. Now, this is a perfect example of, since this is going to be basically the case for each and every one, let's just front load it. Actually, this is perfect for right before this clash thing. Clashes, however. So units may spend stamina to gain the effects of reactions at the end of, let's see, the effects of specific reactions at the end of their turn until their next turn. If the unit makes a reaction, while assuming a reactive stance or becomes off balance or prone, the effect ends. Units assuming a reactive stance will make rolls with the appropriate dice. They'll be compared to incoming attack ratings and damage against that unit. While initiating the stance, one additional stamina may be spent to re-roll any of the dice rolled. This may be done as often as the unit's stamina allows. Clashes and surges, however, are not possible while assuming reactive stance is freaking boom! Got it. Perfect. I might be missing something, but that feels good. Gosh dang it, that feels good. Man, crushed that. This feels good. Just feels so good. Dueling stance. Rolls dice in the same way as when parrying. value is compared to the base of 2 stamina. Excuse me. So it's compared to the AR all incoming attacks. Perfect parries are not possible in this stance. If the unit is disarmed, the stance ends. Keyword. Keyword. Should probably do attack rating as well. Yeah, that makes sense. I should do that. Keyword. 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 Rewrite. Keyword. Okay, looking good. Three stamina. I could make it just double, but then the blocking sense, that's kind of fair. We'll just do double. Dodging still. Highest risk, highest reward, blocking. Just negate all the damage, incoming damage. If you get that and the armor skill for damage reduction as well, just become a tank. Just dink, dink, dink. But you spent stamina on it. That makes it so much better. It's just so much better than AC. I hate AC. I hate roll to hit. Just everything is, you might get hit, you might not. You might hit this thing, you probably won't. It's either everything or nothing. What did they do to earn that? Put on an armor? They put on an armor that made them untouchable. This might be as much dice as Warhammer. Honestly, I don't know. I've seen my friend play Warhammer. I've never actually done it myself. I'd be a poser to say anything otherwise. Defensive stance. I think Warhammer, you still have to roll too. Like how it does this hit. But if something's dodging or if you're missing, something happened to make that happen. It's not just a pure random chance. There are dice rolls, but they have to initiate the dice roll with their own stamina, their resources. Oh, that sounds way worse than Sarah. You have to roll to hit, then roll to see if you actually did damage, then the opponent rolls to see if for their armor save, then you might have some sort of invulnerability. Gosh, yeah. All right, let's just rinse and repeat here. The unit rolls dice in the same way as when blocking. The value is compared to the damage of all incoming attacks. If the unit's shield is unequipped, unequipped, the stance ends. 6 stamina. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. Hang tight. 1 second. Oakley dokley. Let's get back to it. Best part of Warhammer is if you fail the rolls, you were just instantly incinerated into nothing because of how low health is. That's also fun. Like, obviously, some people really like it because of how stinking popular it is, but I cannot stand roll to hit. It is just not my cup of tea. Every time I go into the shop, see my friend playing, I'm like, "Are you winning, son?" He goes, "Eh." Let's see here. Where was Escape? Last little thing here is units that are restrained, bound, or grappled may use the strength rating. Just Wanted to give something for dexterous units to like kind of get slippery. So their way of dealing with grapples and whatnot. Just trying to figure out where to put it in. It's kind of reaction, but it's not the main reaction. Like the main reactions are dodge, parry, blocking, dodge, parry, block. Thank you, Sleepy, for the resub. Appreciate that. Appreciate the 6 months. Beans. I talk about contests up here. I'll just do this for now. Just other. And then hello. Yoo-hoo. Saving. Because I haven't saved in a bit. Escape. Grappled, bound, or restrained. May use Dex instead of strength to escape. I use Dex rolls instead of strength to let's escape. Grapples, restraints, or bindings. This during this is done during the contest. Attempts to escape from grapple gives the grappler +1 their next. During the next contest. The escape unit escaping restraints or bindings for, let's say, restraints, bindings, failed attempt to escape, give the +1 to the subs Subsequent rolls. Hey, Zant. How you doing? I figure if you like feel somebody like squirming, they're trying to get out and they don't get away from you, then you like hold them tighter. So that's where the +1 during grapple contests are. Then for bindings and stuff, the more you shimmy restraints, the easier it is to like get out of them, whether or not you're injuring yourself or loosening the restraints themselves. And of antidepressants today, I am so sorry. Hopefully you can find a happy place here. That's right. This needs to go over here. Surprise attacks. Attack against a unit. And units. First attack against another unit that has no awareness of them or their position. Attack or surprise attacks cannot be reacted to. These predefined terms makes things a little easier. Surprise attacks. Surprise attack. The first attack from a unit whose obscurity is greater than the passive perception of their target. Surprise attacks cannot be reacted to. Can also occur when a unit has 0 grow against an enemy creature, monster. Still creature. I think that works. Okay. That should be good. Subheader. No. I feel like there's a way to reduce the distance between these, and right now it's not. I'm sorry, I meant to have music this whole time, and I haven't. Good grief. Hang on, give me 1 second. It's fine for me, but this is boring. This is lame. Okay, hopefully that's loud enough, but not too loud. Okay. This over here is hurting my neck. I'm glad if you guys are still just hanging out and vibing. That's totally fine with me. I was just like, crap, there's a lack. There's a lack of cowbell. Minimum effective range. I feel like I did this with damage. Definitely wrote it down. Really? I guess not. No, it's right here. Why did it not find? Oh, because it's on a different page. Alright, I got minimum effective range. That's... Alright, I think that's it. I think that's basically everything here. Gotten all the damage types, gotten minimum effective range, we've got grappling, we've got escape, throwing, attack rating, evasion rating. We're not worrying about defining that specifically. Blocking, parrying, and dodging is all a thing. Oh, that's a good thing. Done for any other rolls or damage decided. It's because it's like, I don't know if I want to dodge. How much damage is coming out? You have to decide initially. Okay. Sugi. Don't need that anymore. Vision's taken care of. Objects and terrain. Not going to bother with that at the moment. It's because we're not going to have Game Master materials. It'll be Overlord section. Which we kind of got to do before... What's the logical next step? There's an argument for both. I could fix the monsters right now and rework them. That way people have stuff to just compare. Compare their characters to. Or... I do the Overlord stuff first, and then maybe be able to figure out how to flesh out the monsters a little bit more so that what people are testing against is more accurate. Usually I'm leaning one more, I can sense where I'm leaning more towards, and this one's really hard. I'm sussing it out right now. I think monsters. I think we're gonna do monsters first. This might be the next section here. Enemies. Anemones. Excuse me. I think sizes would work here. I figure players will be able to adjust their size at some point for different stuff. And sizes. One, two, three, four, five, six. It's like every time my wife brings the kids home, she's gotta give them stern talking to. Yeah, if I'm gonna deal with movement, I'm not gonna. I was gonna define movement here, but I think I'll just do it per thing. Though, if player units can change size, it changes things. Maybe I'll just have that listed out, because if enemies are certain sizes. Also can be, or movement is affected by units growing or shrinking in size. Medium size is the standard, which speed and movement measured a 1-to-1 ratio. Every tile, for every size, larger or smaller, one tile is, let's see, did or reduced per speed, respectively. So, if you are a medium size and then you get shrunk down or shrink yourself down to small, it will require one more speed to travel one tile. Then if you're tiny, it will require 3 speed to travel one tile. Then if you're larger, then your movement is increased. So for every speed you have, you get 2 movements a tile. 2 tiles of movement. I think that makes sense. I think that works. It's not like you're faster, but you can cover more ground. It's kind of the idea. So a single step is going to cover more space, and I'm not going to think about it too in depth at the moment. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it go right now, and then we'll figure out how that applies to enemies that are made. So they still need a speed. Oh, geez, what the heck is happening? Hello? Something's angry. Something's very upset. They're red now. It's one way to get my rules read. Did I change this to wisdom last time I was here? Last time I was in here. I just did it to mind. I changed it to mind. Still have to address that. I really hate going over the spells. There's so many different layers in each one. Need to do stuff with this. Don't know what to do with this yet. This is gonna be, I think when I come to the Overlord again, that came out weird. Pause. When I circle back around to the Overlord, do stuff like that, I'll do this. The call mechanics with Overlord stuff. Oh, goodness. And I said I wouldn't do the Overlord. I'm just... This needs to come before enemies. And then I'm going to give enemies a different term. Need you not to lag so I can count properly, please. Please. This is not centered then, so that tells me it should be perfectly between these. Okay. Whatever. It's fine. And this is... Let's see, just need different words than Daggerheart uses, just to stay a little more unique here. Let's call it fear for now, I guess. Be the resource for summoning stuff. And how, like, their effect on settlements and other NPCs and whatnot. And then... put it here. I think I'll put it here. Instead of fear, it'll be inspiration. Hard to do this with, like, it needs to be more clearly defined if the overlord is not being the referee, like the dungeon master is in D&D. I think I'm tapped out though. I am at the end. Like we made good progress here. This is good. Got this basically taken care of. We're done there. I'll come back to inspiration once I think about it a little bit more throughout the rest of the day. I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna rest up a bit, rest my eyes, get ready for the raid. We'll be back to this same stream. I'll start back up again in about 30 minutes, or probably around 20. So thank you all for hanging out. Check out Call to Ascension on the official Discord. Link is right here. for you in YouTube there. And then, yeah, feel free to join. I'm going to be posting this update next month. Or no, it's the beginning of the new month. So I'm going to try and get this probably in the next couple of weeks into a... Once I work on a few monsters, I think we're going to get it. And then we'll keep ironing things out. We'll just see how far we get. Trying not to hold myself too firmly on the end of year release. I really don't think we're going to get there with all the playtesting that we need. But we're getting there. We're getting closer. We're making progress. And that's all that's important. And I've got something to show for it. That's the other thing, is that you're not just hearing about setbacks and setbacks and setbacks and empty promises. This thing is evolving and just fleshing out in real time. So yeah, I'm gonna give it my best. Anyway, yeah, give me 20 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes, and I'll be back. And then we'll do raid stuff. So catch you guys in a few minutes.